Bridezilla mom ruined our wedding. But the honeymoon was worse. Hi. My fiancé and I decided we wanted a small wedding. At 22, I didn't have a lot of money saved up, and she was only 20, just starting her career. We wanted something special but also affordable. After a lot of talking and figuring things out, we both agreed that having a small wedding would be the best way to save costs and still have a beautiful setting. After some research, we found this amazing all-inclusive resort. It seemed like the perfect spot for what we had in mind. Everything was in one place: the ceremony, the reception, and even the honeymoon. Plus, the packages they offered covered food, drinks, and accommodations, making it easier to budget everything. With the resort picked, we had to think about the guest list. We wanted to keep it intimate, so we settled on inviting 20 people. It was a tough process, deciding who to invite and who to leave out, but in the end, we focused on close family and friends who had been there for us. One thing that worried us was the cost for our guests. We knew not everyone could afford the trip, so we decided to help out where we could. We set aside a part of our budget to subsidize the costs for those who might struggle. We didn't want anyone to feel left out just because of money. When it came time to send out the invitations, we were both pretty excited. We picked out simple, elegant invitations and included all the details about the resort and the help we could offer with expenses. Hitting that send button on the email invites felt surreal. Our wedding was really happening, and we were thrilled to share it with the people who mattered most to us. When I told my mom about our wedding plans, I could see she was a bit taken aback. She tried to hide it, but I could tell she wasn't thrilled about the idea of a small, intimate wedding. My mom always dreamed of a big family event, so this wasn't exactly what she had envisioned for me. Still, she said she understood our decision. A few days later, she called me with an idea. She suggested turning the wedding into a family reunion. She thought it would be a perfect way to get everyone together, especially since many of our family members hadn't seen each other in years. I appreciated her enthusiasm, but I gently reminded her that we wanted to keep things small and manageable. She nodded and seemed to agree, but I could tell she wasn't fully on board. What I didn't know was that she had already started making her own plans. Without telling us, she invited more family members, expanding the guest list significantly. She wanted to make sure everyone had a chance to come, even if it meant going behind our backs. She also contacted our extended family and asked them to shift their reservations. Her plan was for them to come a bit later and stay after the wedding. This way, it wouldn't interfere with our ceremony, but they'd still be able to join the celebration afterward. She thought she was being clever and making the best of both worlds. She told these additional guests about potential group rates. By coordinating with the resort, she arranged for discounts if they booked together. It was her way of ensuring that more people could afford to come. While she had good intentions, she didn't realize how it might complicate things for us. A few weeks before the wedding, we got a call from the hotel. They wanted to confirm the details about the extra guests who had inquired about group rates. At first, we were confused. We hadn't invited anyone beyond our original list. It didn't take long to put the pieces together. My mom had gone ahead with her plan and invited more people. I felt a mix of frustration and disbelief. My fiancé and I had spent so much time planning every detail, and now it felt like everything was spinning out of control. She was upset too, but we both knew that confronting my mom would lead to more stress and drama. My mom could get pretty hysterical, and we didn't want to deal with that right before our big day. After talking it over, we decided to just roll with it. What was done, and we didn't want to let this overshadow our wedding. We reached out to the hotel, confirmed the new arrangements, and let them know we were on board with the changes. It wasn't what we had originally planned, but we decided to make the best of it. When the wedding day finally arrived, everything came together beautifully. The ceremony was intimate, just as we had hoped. The reception was lively, with more family than we expected, but it added a special touch to the celebration. Seeing everyone there, even the ones we hadn't planned on, made us realize how lucky we were to have such a supportive and loving family. In the end, the day turned out perfect. Everyone enjoyed the ceremony and the reception. The food was great, the music, and we felt surrounded by love. Even with the extra guests, the day went off without a hitch. The next morning, we were getting ready to leave for our honeymoon. We had planned to spend a few extra days at the resort to unwind and enjoy some time alone. As we were checking out, we ran into some of the uninvited family members in the hotel lobby. They were excited to see us and eager to catch up, but it wasn't what we had in mind for our honeymoon. Seeing them there was an unpleasant surprise. We'd hoped for some quiet time together, away from everyone. But now it seemed like our alone time might be interrupted by impromptu family gatherings. We didn't want to be rude, but we also didn't want our honeymoon to be spent with a bunch of relatives. After a quick discussion, we decided to change our honeymoon plans. We found another resort a bit farther away and made arrangements to head there instead. It was a last-minute decision, but we knew it was the best way to get the alone time we wanted. We managed to make the switch smoothly and headed off to our new destination. It felt like a bit of an adventure, and in the end, we were glad we made the change. Our new spot was perfect for relaxing after the wedding chaos. It was just what we needed, and we were able to fully enjoy our honeymoon together. We quickly booked flights to a different resort. It was a bit hectic, but we managed to get everything sorted out in a few hours. Saying goodbye to the original resort, we packed up our things. The travel to our new destination was tiring but exciting. The new resort was stunning, even more beautiful than the pictures we'd seen online. Arriving at the new resort, the place was perfect. It was exactly what we needed after the whirlwind of the wedding and the unexpected family reunion. Just as we were starting to relax and settle in, my phone rang. It was my mom. She sounded confused and a bit worried, asking where we were. Apparently, she'd tried to find us at the original resort and got quite a shock when she couldn't. I took a deep breath and explained the situation to her, letting her know we needed some alone time and had decided to switch things up for our honeymoon. When I told my mom about our new honeymoon destination, her reaction was immediate and explosive. She lost her composure entirely, her voice rising in pitch and volume as she expressed her frustration. She accused me of being ungrateful and childish, unable to see past my own desires. She went on about how much effort she had put into arranging the family reunion and how disappointed everyone was to find out we had left. It was hard to get a word in edgewise. I tried to stay calm and explain that we needed some time alone, that we appreciated everything she had done, but this was our honeymoon and we wanted it to be special and just for us. Her response was full of hurt and anger. She said I didn't appreciate all the sacrifices she had made and that I was acting selfishly. It stung to hear her say those things, but I knew this conversation wasn't going to be easy. I repeated my points, trying to stay patient and firm, but she kept coming back with more accusations. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, she calmed down a bit. I told her we'd be back soon and would spend time with the family then. She accepted it, but I could tell she was still upset. I reflected on the situation. My mom had always been intense and a bit overbearing, but this was a new level. I understood she wanted the best for us and to make the wedding special for everyone, but it was hard to balance her expectations with our own needs. I realized that part of growing up was setting boundaries, even when it was difficult. This honeymoon was a chance for us to start our married life on our own terms. It wasn't easy dealing with my mom's hysterics, but I felt more resolved than ever to stand by our decisions and make this time about us. The emotional stress from the family drama weighed on us. Our honeymoon, which was supposed to be a time of joy and relaxation, was tainted by my mom's reaction. My fiancé and I talked about it, trying to process everything. It was tough not to let it affect our mood, but we leaned on each other for support. My mom kept justifying her actions, saying she was only planning a reunion and wanted to bring the family together. She couldn't understand why we were upset about it. From her perspective, she was doing something nice for everyone. But for us, it felt like our special day was hijacked. Coping with the fact that uninvited guests had attended our wedding was challenging. We had wanted a small, intimate ceremony, and that was disrupted. We tried to focus on the positive moments of the day, reminding ourselves that it was still a beautiful event, even if it didn't go exactly as planned.